Hello fellow leggers, thank you very much for joining us once again. We are in the Midlands at Stratford-Upon-Avon at the RSC.
Yes, we were in their Swan theatre space this evening to see the controversial restoration comedy, The Provoked Wife.
So stick around to hear all of our thoughts on this piece.
Yeah, find out how many stars and whether it's break a leg or leg it. Blustery, I swear to God. It's beautiful here, right by the river, but
nice and sunny.
There's a breeze off the river.
Name the musical.
Name the musical, guys. Name the musical. I love playing this game. Anyway, there's just a song for everything, isn't there? But we're not here to see a musical. Not this time.
We're here to see The Provoked Wife.
Yes.
Did you say restoration comedy?
Yeah, restoration comedy. It's actually written in 1960. No, it's not.
1700.
1697. Get it right, Si. There's a bag of chips in it for you. By John Vanbrugh. Now, the play is a comedy romp which shocked 17th century society upon its premiere, with its plot revolving around the central character of Lady Brute, who, tired of a tedious, loveless marriage to a drunk lord, spices things up a bit with a scandalous affair with a younger man. I mean, we've all been there, right?
Well,
anybody? No, we don't.
I think the thing is, at the time, this would have been shocking.
Yeah.
I'm always interested to know, how does it play out now?
Yeah, I mean, hundreds of years later, I mean, is it still? I mean, we just expect it now.
This
Scandal is our
weekend.
life, really, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a Twitter feed.
But there are some notable names in the cast for this one, including Rufus Hound, a big comedian, best known for loads of panel shows on TV, but also in theatre as Don Quixote in the West End and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels against Robert Lindsay.
Right.
That almost killed him, you know. There's a big story about he hated that show and it almost sort of took him out of the business forever.
So not as in there was an accident nearly.
As in he didn't have a great time.
Controversial.
More controversy here. Anyway, I don't know exactly what happened, so don't ask me. Don't at me, I don't know. Caroline Quentin is also in the cast, best known for her TV work such as Men Behaving Badly, which she was on for years.
Did she do Jonathan Creek
Jonathan Creek, yes, with Alan Davis. She's done a lot of stage work too, and recently she seems to be on stage quite a lot. Jonathan Slinger is in the cast. He has been at the RSC forever. Like, he's done everything you can imagine. But we saw him before we were leggers in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory at Drury Lane, where he played Willy Wonka.
I remember him now, and in fact that was the day we got a backstage tour because we knew someone in the cast.
That was nice.
And he stopped by and he spoke to us, and he was really nice.
He was a bloody lovely man.
A nice man.
Also another big name. They keep coming. Les Dennis as Colonel Bully. Les Dennis, Family Fortunes. I was brought up with him on Family Fortunes. He's acted. He was in extras and was fantastic. Most recently, the Addams Family musical that I caught him in as a legger. We've got a review for that, where he played Uncle Fester.
Okay.
And he was good. I mean, he's a comedian.
It's quite a few names at the moment.
Yeah, another one, it's more of we're a fan of him than he's a household name. John Hodgkinson. Love's Labour's Lost. We saw him in Last, but we also saw him in Hangmen and The Ferryman.
Yes.
He is just such a great
stalwart
actor.
of theatre.
Yeah, we have an interview with him on the Love Labour's Lost video, and he's a really lovely guy. Now, as they love to get the money's worth back in the 1690s, 3 hours, including a 20-minute interval, so settle down, guys, you're in for a long night. But, you know, I'm really hopeful for this one. Let's head in and see what we think. Stick around for a 30-second interval breakdown.
And to the end, we'll hear all of our thoughts and find out how many stars.
We've come to the interval, which means it's time for the break-a-leggers. 30-second interval breakdown. Go. What do you think so far?
I like it. It's a very dated period piece with lots of wit and quips between characters, specifically males and females, comments on love and how ridiculous it is to be in love, some fantastic performances. How about you?
Yeah, I really like it actually. It's quite contrasting. In some ways it kind of sends women up, in other ways it's really empowering. I'm interested. I think the production is good and there's some really standout performances. I'm looking forward to the next act. It's long, however. Long.
Well, fellow leggers, we have come to the end of The Provoked Wife. Goodness me, is it long. I think my neck is a bit kind of like crooked.
Yeah,
A bit
it's.
like,
I think that's the sort of overriding thing that I felt.
Long.
It is over 3 hours long, including the interval, and I felt every single minute of it, particularly in Act 2. And you know, when you think of great productions, for me, it's those moments where it's long, but you go, it felt like 15 minutes. There was so much action, there was so much going on. But in this, there's just not. I mean, there are some lovely moments and there's some really strong characters, but something about the piece just is lacking, in my opinion. As a result, I just wanted it to end. Like, I was willing it to end. And there were about 2 or 3 false endings in the second act where I was like, then it was going on and on and on and on.
They always end on a wedding.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, come on, where's the wedding? We're getting there. Oh no, it's getting further away.
Yes.
Oh no, it's
like
come
it was
on, there's the
slipping
wedding.
out of your grasp. The ending
And
constantly.
the thing is, the performances are big
yeah.
and bold
and
really
bloody good.
good.
Yeah, really bloody good.
But still, there's just something in the text.
Yeah,
I think the text
it
is
may be-
beautiful and rich. And
But it's too much. It's almost too wordy.
in one
and it's,
sitting.
It's too. It feels very sort of thick. I don't know how I can explain it. I'm like
it's rich.
It's really
and beautiful,
rich,
but treacly.
but there's too much of it. You know, it's like a chocolate cake. Right, and you know, you see the whole cake and you're really hungry and it seems like a great idea, but you have one slice and that's enough, even though you know the rest of the cake is good. This is what it is. It's
but
cakey. It's a good
more slice
yeah,
and slice
and then
and slice
eventually
after
you're
slice.
sick of the cake.
And they're like, I want this cake to end.
Yeah.
I know it's good, but that's enough.
Do you know
now.
what? That's the best metaphor I can come up with. It's just like a cake where you can have too much of it, and I just think there's too much of this play. That's how I feel.
Now, there's, I guess, some really nice scenes in there. Do you know what? It turned very dark in the second act. I wasn't expecting that.
It does take a turn, and it is a comedy, and it's billed as a comedy.
And it was very funny, and there's lots of playing to the audiences, but then
much
all
funnier
of a
in the first
sudden,
act.
there's this one scene where everything twists, and the way, I guess, the directorial vision to make that land, saying, actually, this is no longer funny by today's standards, let's make this sit and rest and feel uneasy. I felt really uneasy.
Yeah, the director is
acted.
Phillip Breen. So the opportunity, I mean, it's a challenge. I think it must be a challenge.
This is a challenging piece.
Yeah.
But it's done really well.
Yeah, I mean, he has done well with what he's been given. Do you know something else that I really did like about it? What I felt, it's amazing that only in sort of 100 years or so that this must have been written after Shakespeare's time, how much the language had changed.
How much
it's so
theatre had changed.
recognisable. Yeah, theatre
Yeah.
and the language of theatre. It's just, it is almost, it feels modern in its dialogue, which is really strange when you're talking about a piece that's 300 years old. But there isn't much difference between their way of talking and now. It's none of that Shakespearean doths and haths. There's none of that. It is accessible in that way, and I really liked that. That being said, still points I didn't know exactly what was going on. Sometimes
Enough
more than a Shakespeare. You know, with a Shakespeare, I feel the language is alienated, but I know what's going on.
Yeah, that was.
But
I
here
think
I
that
was a bit
just
like,
about
oh.
enough for me to. Well, I could understand the general plot of what was going on, even though some of it was quite uneasy, especially by today's standards.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know, interesting commentary on love, on
Yep.
relationships, on this spell that is cast, on a lot in there about what is.
Not a literal spell. It's not Midsummer Night's Dream.
No, I
It's
guess
not
what was
that
socially
interesting.
acceptable. It's just this really twisted idea that a guy can go out and sleep with who he wants and go and have whores and prostitutes, and yet the wife is expected to be at home, and there's
Which
kind
is
of
slut
commentary.
shaming and
that-
still
that's
things that happen now, right?
And that really stood out to me, but I accept that. I can see now that's not acceptable.
Yeah.
Not I can see now, like now in today's that's not acceptable. We're putting a line under that.
Yep.
But that was how it was then. It doesn't sit well.
No, it
Still
doesn't
doesn't
sit well.
sit well.
So let's go on to a few performances. Have you coming to see this because of Les Dennis? Don't. He is
They're in
barely.
repertoire.
They are in repertoire, and he'll be in Venice Preserved, which is playing here very soon. And I imagine he's going to have a much larger part in that play. He's
He's
ensemble in this.
a large ensemble.
Which is great to see, actually, because it goes to show that jobbing actors chipping in with the company spirit. I loved seeing him in an ensemble role, to be honest, like recognisable, but he doesn't have a part, really. I mean, he has a very, very small moment as a colonel. But
yes, we look forward to see him in the other piece when that gets up and running.
Absolutely. Natalie Dew in the role of Belinda. I recognised her from Bend It Like Beckham, but I thought she was very good, actually.
Yeah, worked very well with the text.
Yeah.
Beautiful, nice and very striking on stage as well.
Yep, Lady Brute Alexandra Gilbreath. My God, she was a real standout for me.
I loved her.
I absolutely adored her.
I loved the leads in this. Actually.
Yeah, thought that she was so in control of her emotions to the point where I was heartbroken for him as much as I was elated in other scenes. She is oh my God, she's a magician. She's a master. I think she needs a nom.
A nomination at 2019
She's
Best
right
Actress nomination.
Yep, for Alexandra Gilbreath as Lady Brute in The Provoked Wife here at the RSC. Her performance is extraordinary, and I would love to see her in something shorter.
Okay, so two things. Firstly, I agree. She owned the audience during those comedic moments.
Yeah.
And then we were 4 rows from the front, and the tears coming down her face. She was there. She was living it during those moments.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to say. The second thing I was going to say is this whole cast. I think the RSC, I've not been let down by anyone. Like the best performers
they
ever,
get them, don't they?
They've got them here at the RSC.
They draw them to the RSC.
Like, I'm amazed by the talent here at the RSC.
Yeah.
Every show we see. Sorry, moving on.
John Hodgkinson, we love anyway, but goes to show again what a capable actor he is.
Such flexibility.
In the role of Heartfree.
Nice to see him something different.
Yeah, I mean, because he plays the simpleton a little bit. Like, he plays that part really well, but not in this. He plays someone with a lot more depth and understanding
and charm.
And discovering
huge amount
love
of charm.
For
the first time and fighting against it, but winning the audience through.
I loved
as we
him
go.
because he's just a great actor. We must mention Rufus Hound as Constant. He's in this lovely sort of blue costume, and the whole time, you know, in Beauty and the Beast, where at the end the Beast turns back into a man, the Disney version, and then he's Prince. What is his name as a prince? Is it Prince Henry? I can't remember, but let us know down below. But he was that. He looked like that. It was so distracting. I kept expecting him to just go, you know, he's sort of elevating the air and him to go do 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 do, and him to go Belle. Like, I just expected it because he looked just like him. It was so distracting.
He did. He's a very capable actor.
Yeah.
Really suave.
For somebody who you just see on Celebrity Juice as a panellist, and then suddenly he can do this.
Yeah, he's great.
Marvellous.
Fit right in.
Yep. And then I think we need to bow down to Jonathan Slinger in the role of Sir John Brute. That man, in this setting, excels.
He is one of the most amazing, well-rounded actors. He plays a horrible, horrible character in this. And yet, I was in awe of everything he was doing.
Yes.
I hated him.
Yeah.
I laughed with him.
Yeah.
I loathed him.
Yeah.
I wanted to grumble that, but I felt for him throughout. Do you know what? I'm gonna lay it down here. I would say that this is worthy of a 2019 Break a Leg nomination.
Another one for Best Actor in a Play for Jonathan Slinger in The Provoked Wife here at the RSC.
I loved it.
Do you know what?
Loved that
I would go so far to say, as I know he has a fantastic reputation, and the only thing we've ever seen him in is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but I'd heard he was a great actor. He's one of the best.
And
he's one of the best.
Seeing him playing Charlie and the Chocolate within Charlie and the Chocolate. What's the role he played in Charlie and the Chocolate
Willy
Factory?
Wonka.
Willy Wonka, thank you. Willy Wonka. This is miles apart from that.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
So good.
Yeah.
Cast fantastic. The ensemble cast was
stealing
great.
the show for me, Caroline Quentin as Lady Fanciful. The humour in this woman, I mean, Men Behaving Badly is a comedy, but she's sort of the straight guy in that. She wasn't really the comedy, it was about the men being big grown-up children, really. It wasn't about the women. Also, Jonathan Creek is not a comic performance.
No.
She wasn't a comic role in that. She has carved out such a niche as a comic actress here, guys. She is up there rivaling. I was thinking, Patricia Routledge's Hyacinth Bouquet, like that level of switched-on humour. I adored her in this, and she took me by complete surprise. I want to give her a nomination.
Another nomination? Okay, a 2019 Break-a-Leg nomination
for Best Actress in a Play for Caroline Quentin in the role of Lady Fanciful here at the RSC, the Provoked Wife. I think
it gives you an idea, really, of the calibre of the performer that they
shocked
get here.
In a really great way, I am.
I don't
really
think
shocked.
we have not made a nomination when we have come and see a piece here.
They attract the best. All great ensemble. Quick shout out for Mademoiselle Sarah Toomey as well. I thought she was great.
Is that the French?
Yep.
I thought she was absolutely fantastic as well. Really good. Ensemble piece. There's a large ensemble. A lot of singing. Caroline Quentin, who knew she could sing as well. A beautiful soprano voice suddenly came out at one moment.
She's been in Les Mis, so
Madame Thénardier, I imagine. Comment below.
Let us know if you saw her.
But they all played instruments as well, so the music got nice musical.
Well, they had
interludes,
musicians
comedy.
that were just musicians.
Well, they had just musicians, but I think there were more people as well.
Some ensemble.
Yeah.
Paddy Cuneen did the music. Music's always great here. I would also shout out for Movement, Izzy, Tash Kiran. It was just all very good.
Not so much in terms of set, just a simple blanket set with prop items brought on, and lighting state was pretty much one simple lighting state, I guess.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up then.
Well, I guess you're probably wondering how many stars we are going to give The Provoked Wife, currently playing here at the RSC in Stratford-Upon-Avon.
We are going to give 4.
4 stars.
Just about a 4. I mean, the fact it's really long is sort of unforgivable because I think it could probably do what it sets out to do in about 40 minutes less time than it
needs
takes.
Some scissors. Is it bad to say that? Do you know it could use a bit of a cut?
Well, when the playwright has been dead so long and you want to sort of celebrate a piece of work, then I imagine it's sacrilege to cut it down. But there are just certain things about it which confused me in the plot a little bit because it was laboured. It felt very laboured, and I thought, what are we trying to achieve here, guys? Could we have done it in half the time or 2/3 of the time? Yes, I think we probably could.
But other than that,
pace,
it was done dynamically. A
it
stellar
was just a sticky chocolate cake of a text, basically.
Yeah, and looking around, I could see a number of
people started to get a little bit impatient, just a little bit impatient.
I think you're asking a lot.
But and they're really hard working because my God, they don't get an early night being in this, do you?
And this is just a repertoire company, so the members of this company are also featured in other productions here at the RSC. So I'm looking forward to see the other show.
Yeah, that's when you can really tell the calibre when they have to play 2 completely different roles in the same week. Sometimes, I mean, it's crazy, but that's just what we think.
That's just what I think. Just what he thinks.
Yeah,
what you think.
We'd love to know, so let us know down below. Comment if you want to see more of us out and about, then hit subscribe. It's really great to know that you are actually there. We're the Break-a-Leggers,
and we'll catch you again soon.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.